I'm so excited to be here.
Hello.
First of all, before I even introduce myself, I have a
Hi.
request. Hi. If you are able to turn on your cameras, I would highly appreciate it. If you aren't able to turn on your cameras, that's fine too. But if you can participate and be engaged and give us your contributions tonight, I would highly, highly appreciate it, because today's session or workshop rather is going to be very interactive. And as you know, it's a workshop about names. And names are complex, they are diverse, they're beautiful, they tell the story of our cultures, our heritage, and so many things. So my one request for my audience tonight is that please do not hesitate to ask questions, do not hesitate to jump in and give us your thoughts and contributions. So a little bit about myself. My name is Sibonile Chimanikire. My name is often butchered as Sibonile or Sibonile or Sibnil. I've heard so many versions of my name, especially since I moved to Canada in 2019. But even back home in Africa, when I would travel to other countries, I would have people butchering my name. And the funny story is that when I was back at home, I moved to South Africa. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, and I got a job in South Africa. And I remember going for the interview and they said, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name is Sibonile Chimanikire." You know, to me, it's pretty simple. I mean, I grew up with the name. And I remember them saying, "Oh, is there anything else that we can call you?" And I said, "Oh, you know, they call me Boni at home. My grandmother calls me Boni. It's just a part of my name." And long story short is I got out of that interview and I got the job. Lo and behold, I started work the following week. And you know how the company is going to send your credentials and your details to IT. They'll set up your email, they'll set up your signature. And I remember switching on my laptop and my email signature was Bonnie, B-O-N-N-I-E, right? And I remember thinking to myself, oh, okay. But it was a new job. I was excited. I was in my early 20s. I was like, I'm not going to question this. But I paid the price for that because I became known as Bonnie, which wasn't my name over the years, right? And every time I tried to revert back to my old name, people would actually be, you know, when HR sent out, they'll be like, "Oh, there's something here for someone called Sibonile." And they'll be actually really, really confused as to who that is. Because for years I went by that name and I let it happen. It actually wasn't their fault in a way because I let it happen. So as years went by, and eventually when I moved to Canada 2019, it's something that's very dear to my heart because our names, like I said before, tell a story. They tell a story of our background, our heritage. And it's not alienated only to African people, whether you're from Southeast Asia, whether you're from Europe, whether you speak Spanish, or whether you speak Yoruba, wherever you're from. When we come into North America, we tend to want to assimilate and want to fit in. It's human nature, it's human behavior. But a fun fact is that immigrants make up about 60% of Canada's population, meaning that beyond the people that originated from this land, people have come in from different parts of the world, and they make up 60% of the population. And the highest number of those people come from Asia. And as you know, I've got Asian friends myself. Those names can be, and I say this in quotes, can be difficult to pronounce. My name sometimes can be difficult for people to pronounce. But my aim here is that as new immigrants, we're coming in, we're assimilating, we are moving up in our careers, we are opening businesses, we're entrepreneurs, we're getting to network and make Canada our home, is that our identity comes with us. We do not morph into new people. And that means not changing our names, but rather taking it as an opportunity to teach and be authentically who we are without having to differentiate who we are. So to start off, I would like us to introduce ourselves, and I would like you to tell the audience here tonight your name, what it means, whether it's an Anglo-Saxon name, it's an English name, whatever your name means. We would like to get to know each other a little better. And like I said, this is an interactive session, and it's a session about learning and unlearning, because yeah, there's so much unlearning that I've had to do when I came to Canada, and so many unconscious biases that I had personally. I remember I struggled to pronounce Etobicoke for the longest time. I used to say Etobicoke, and I used to say Yonge for the longest time. And I would even get frustrated, like, what does that even mean? And then I had to check myself because, you know, as we know, we are on Turtle Island, the land of the Mississaugas, the Anishinaabe, and these are the people of this land. And to show someone respect means respecting their names and respecting their references and their titles. So I made a mental note to myself, and I learned it. It was not easy, but it took a bit of practice, but eventually I can confidently say Etobicoke. So I am going to start up with Nga. If you can unmute yourself and tell us about your name, your background, and what your name means.
Sorry, that place was so noisy, so I came to another room. So my name is Gita, and I am from Iran, originally from Iran. And it's 1 year since I came to Canada. And my name is a Persian name, and even I know that it's originates from India, and it's a holy name. It's one of the holy books, and it means cosmos, the whole world, and creation.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful name and beautiful meaning, beautiful representation. And do you find that people find it difficult to pronounce your name, or they mispronounce it?
It's Gita is very easy to pronounce, but you know, since I first went to France and I were there, so the spelling became G-U-I-T-A because G alone means sounds Gita. Yes. So I made it like this, like guitar, right, the instrument. But when I came to Canada, always people asking me, "Are you Guita?" And I say, "No, it's Gita." Yeah,
but that's beautiful. The fact that people actually asked you is a good thing, because some people wouldn't ask and they'll just be like, "Oh, Guita." So the fact that people are asking, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And I explained to all of them, so it's Gita, just Gita.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Gita, thank you for that. Would you like to choose our next speaker?
So maybe the B. The
B.
one
We have someone called B.
Yes.
B, would you like to unmute yourself, please, and introduce yourself?
Maybe.
Hi, Danny.
Hello.
Hi, this is Basaki.
Hi, Bashaki. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. So nice to have you here. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us about your name, its origin, what it means.
Sure. So my full name is Basaki Mukherjee, and I'm from India. So my name actually means I'm born on Indian New Year. So it's a lunar calendar. So the name of the month is Boishakh. That is the name of the first month of the year, according to the lunar calendar. and I'm born on the New Year, so that's why it's Baisakhi. People, have struggled to pronounce my name even back home, so I'm not really complaining about it. But again, as you just said, sometimes it is also a nice gesture to, if you don't know the name, that's okay. Not everybody knows everything, but it's always nice to ask, if you are pronouncing the name right or not. And in case you are not very sure, maybe you can call the person with the last name and then make sure what the first name pronounced like, and then go ahead from there. I have shortened my name to B for the convenience of others, so that they can catch it by any chance more clearly. But I have also seen some people sincerely and asking me how my name is being pronounced, and they try their level best to say it the right way. So that makes me really happy. Thanks. That's all from my end.
Thank you so much, B. So you're okay with me calling you B?
Of course, absolutely.
Baisakhi, thank you so much. All right, B, please may you choose the next speaker.
I might be pronouncing the name wrong, so pardon me. I see Nora.
Hi, I am the moderator, but I do know that my name
sorry.
is originally Arabic, which I am not, but I was given it because my dad had a crush on a girl in school named Nora. So not the best name choosing process, but I really do like my name, and it means light and honor.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Nora. Would you like to choose the next person?
Sure. How about Wenna?
Hello, I'm Wenna. I actually my full name. I'm from China. My full name is Wenhua Wang. When I came to Canada, I found that it's difficult for people to pronounce my name Wenhua, because H usually in H, if H in the middle, usually it's not pronounced it. So people don't often pronounce that H. So I changed the first name to Wenna. Yeah, and in my country, and my name Wenhua means Wen. Every character has a meaning. First, Wen means knowledgeable. Hua, the second character, is related to the name of my original country's name, the Republic of China. And Wang last is my last name. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. No, that's beautiful to know. I have a question. How did that make you feel coming to Canada and having to change your name because people were not quite getting the way it's supposed to be pronounced? Were you okay with it? Are you okay with it? I'm just curious.
First, when I first came to Canada, I just because I'm an immigrant and totally new to this land, to this country, so I really want to fit in the culture and be accepted by local people. So I want to change the name, but from my deep heart, I don't like to change my name. But I want to fit in.
I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Wenna, please may you choose the next speaker.
Erin?
Erin? Was that Erin?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Erin. Please may you unmute yourself if you can hear us. Is Erin here? All right, I don't see Erin anymore. Maybe he fell out. Okay, I'm going to ask Rojin. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
I'm actually very surprised you pronounced that very correctly. Doesn't usually happen in the first attempt, but yes, I'm Regine. I'm from Iran as well, actually, originally. I've been here about a year now, but I've been like back and forth. But I studied in Italy, and over there they don't have je, so I've been called Ruin a lot. Yeah, and some like I've had nicknames. They call me like Ro or Roro, but yeah, usually people say Rogin, which I really don't like, but it's a je. So yeah, and it's a Kurdish name actually, and it
Okay,
means it's the first ray of sunshine in the morning.
that is
So
beautiful.
that's the meaning. Yeah.
Your
my-
smile is a ray of sunshine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
And then next up, do you want to pick our next speaker?
Sure. Can I ask Tari, if I pronounced that right?
All right, Tari, welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tari Tariso. Where I come from, they actually call me Tariso or Tari. But here I've had to modify it, but I don't mind so much because it just makes my name sound nice. So people call me Tariso, Tari. Those are the names I go by. And for the most part, people don't get it wrong. So it's not been that difficult. My only issue has been with my surname because it's very long. It's Mapimize. I went into the bank to open an account and the advisor asked me to use my middle name. It's my surname. That's how bad it was. So that's one area where I had to compromise, and it actually caused me some problems with my credit score because the credit bureau was getting 2 different names and I had to go and fix that. So I made a decision that in the future, if somebody struggles with my surname, I'm not going to compromise my name because someone else is struggling with it. That was my biggest lesson. And I would like to pick Mary Carla.
Thank you, Tari.
Hi, everybody. How are you today? It's so excited. It's a workshop. Hi, Silanile. Hi. Yeah, you all mentioned something very important, like we want to fit in our new country, in our new workspace and different places, right? Personally, I have this situation. People call me. My name is Mari Carla. 2 names in one. My grandmother's names, Mary and Carlota, but my mom put it together, Mari Carla. But I always have this situation with people calling me Mary Carla or Mary only. And at some point I got like upset at a certain point, but then I'm trying to understand also that was difficult for them to probably remember my name or the pronunciation, right? So when I came to Canada to study, there was an easy way for people to remember, and easy for me also, just to call me MC. So as soon as I introduced myself, this is my name, Mari Carla, and I noticed in their faces the way they couldn't pronounce my name, repeated, and they said, just call me MC. And at the beginning, kind of like it, and it was easy to remember and kind of funny also. But and then probably the last 3 years, I realized I really love my name so much. And my partner made me pay more attention about it and said, that's your name, right? Mari Carla. So you just stop telling people to call you MC. They will remember. So, and that's what I'm doing lately. And I found that people are very receptive. They want to pronounce right, do it right? So, but yeah, same as you, I had these kind of struggles in the beginning, and I just wanted to be more approachable to people and allow them to pronounce my name easy, right? I would like to invite, let me see here.
Maybe I can get with
Franca.
Franca. Yeah. Franca, if you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your name and what it means and your origins.
Hello, everyone. My name is Franca Harrison. I'm from Africa, basically from Nigeria. I'm happy to be with you guys tonight. I'm here with a lot of expectations to learn new things. And I hope I get to actually learn the things that you guys have for us today.
Thank you so much, Franca. Do you find that people mispronounce your name, Franca, or do they spell it wrong? Or do they
Yeah,
you are
yeah,
Franca and you are from Africa?
yeah, some say Franca, some say Franca.
And do you
Yeah.
find that people ask, oh, you're Franca Harrison, and you're from Africa? Do you find people question that?
Not really, because Harrison is not my original surname. That Harrison came into place when I got married. That's my husband's name, and that happens to be his first name, and he decided to use that for his family. So the kids as well, they answer Harrison, but he have his other name, like the native name, but he chose to use this first name for his family. So that's why I answer Franca Harrison. But I have a middle name that used to be my surname, Franca Edame. That's my tribal name, something like that for my dad. So I answer Franca Edame Harrison.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Franca.
Yeah, thank you
Would you
too
like to
for
choose the
having me
next
here.
person? I don't think Maria has spoken. Has Maria spoken? Maria, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. My name is Maria Gangotena, but here in Canada, because in Ecuador, I am from Ecuador, from South America. It's a big name because, you know, in my generation, many people is called Maria and is called for a virgin. So my second name is Del Carmen, which means the Virgin of the Carmelo, which is in Palestine. And but I don't use this one here because it's very long for this for the country, and it's kind of difficult. So I shorten my name for Maria, and I don't find that people get you know, very confused with my last name, because I say Gangotina is Gangotena in Spanish, but I say Gangotina and they understand. So yes, and Maria is a very common name. Here are so many people from Mexico and they understand easily.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that introduction, Maria Gangotena. Right. Please, may you choose the next speaker. I think we have Gadir. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that properly. We've got an iPhone. Not sure who you would like to go with. We've got Salome or Salome. She'll correct me.
Would you want me to talk?
Yes, if you can introduce us, tell us about your name, what it means, and where you are originally from.
All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Chari Salome. Salome means prayer or Mudamato. I come from Zimbabwe, and I'm so happy to be here. I come as a sister and also as somebody who's very expectant to learn on personal branding. I'm one person who's working in marketing, and you know, the issue of personal branding is very critical, especially when you're doing personal branding and also marketing. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us, Salome. And like I said at the beginning, maybe you were not here, is that today is not only about me teaching or facilitating, but I'm also here to learn, because there's a thing in Africa that says "Ukufunda awupheli," which means learning never ends. So I'm so excited just to have so many people from different backgrounds, different experience, and basically, like I said, if we can be open-minded to learn from each and every one of us here today. So thank you so much for that introduction, Salome. If you can choose the next person. I think
I have no idea because
yeah,
I
there's
joined late.
Chowashi. I do not want to mispronounce the first name. It's
Yeah.
H-A-K-S-H-I.
So my name is Hirnakshi Joshi. I spell it this way because somebody suggested it will bring me better luck. Basically, I'll just briefly put my camera, but my bandwidth is not that great, so it might affect the way you're hearing me. I'm from India, and it is a Sanskrit name that means eyes of a deer. My aunt gave this name to me, although my mom did not like it because it was too long. It is a very rare name even back home, and I used to be teased. The name used to be mispronounced throughout my childhood. I used to really hate my name. I always wanted to change my name, but my mom told me that, it would mean that every document that I have is in a different name, and it would just create more confusion if I did that. And that's the reason why I have not changed my name to a name of my own liking. So what I found that when I came to Canada is that people over here were actually taking the trouble to try and pronounce my name and learn my name compared to back home, because back home they were like, can we call you this instead? And even though it would not sound good, even if it would have a bad meaning to it, it would, they just wanted an easy way out. But over here, people respect that identity, which is something that I liked. However, personally, I still find it a huge challenge getting by with my name.
All right. Well, you know what? It's funny that when you said you changed the spelling of your name, and when I read it, when I looked at it the second time, it was actually easier. Hirnakshi. So yeah, that's very interesting, and it's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Very beautiful name. All right, thank you so much. And the next up we have Gardia.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, what was the question? What is the meaning of my name?
The question is, what is the meaning of your name? What is your name? What is the meaning? And where are you originally from?
Okay, my name is Gadir. The meaning of my name in Arabic, it means a small river or a stream of river. And I'm originally from Palestine, Gaza.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So a small reason. Do you know the reason why they gave you that name?
Well, my parents, I have no idea, but they wanted to name me originally a different name, which is Salsabil. And Salsabil, they found it long, Salsabil.
Yeah.
Then they prefer to name me Gadir, yeah.
Okay.
But what's the reason? I have never asked them, but the meaning of it, it's nice.
It is. It's very nice.
Yeah,
like the river that always flows to the sea.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you again tell us what's the meaning of your name?
It means a stream of river.
Because we know it in Iran with some events and something happened past in the history of Islam, and maybe Roger knows that. So it was interesting to me because Salsabil means something like heaven, and
yeah, I see.
Yes,
Salsabil
is
heaven. Yeah,
maybe it's a river in the heaven, something like that. And
yeah, a river in the heaven.
Yeah.
And the Ghadir is, I don't know, maybe in Iran, it's a place which called Ghadir Khum.
No, it's not in Iran. It's related to the history of Islam, and it was like a lake that happened after the Prophet. The Prophet at that time says that after me, you follow another person, and it happened there. So it's a holy thing.
Oh, that's nice. So it's in Iran or Iraq? in Iran.
Iran.
Ghadir
Yes,
Khan.
Iran, we know this historical
Wow,
event.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. See, we are all different, but we are so similar at the same time. All right, and then last but not least, I think Erin introduced herself. Did she? I forget now. Yes, I've got Erin.
Can I?
Yeah, and last but not least, I was just about to get to you. Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I come from Vietnam. I have been here just 6 months.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And Nga is my given name. My middle name, the Queen, a little bit different to pronounce it. And my middle name meaning a flower, a kind of flower. That's only bloom at night and had a good scent. Yes.
Oh wow.
And my name have two different meaning in my motherland. The first is a swan. The swan.
A swan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Swan. And the other is the name of a lady on the moon. Because follow my motherland's legend. There's a lady on the moon. They call Nga.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so you pronounce it Nya.
Nga, yeah.
Okay,
I
that's
think
funny.
it's not easy, right?
It is easy for me because my third name is Nyarai. Nya. So Nya, because when I looked at it, I thought it would be pronounced Nga, but it's actually Nya, and my name is Nyarai. So it's pretty easy for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right. So basically the point of this exercise, like I said earlier in the beginning, is that Canada is seeing an influx of immigration for a myriad of reasons. And as immigrants, we are becoming the majority. But as immigrants, on the flip side, we tend to cower and we tend to not be so confident when it comes to our personal names. And our names are like, they're almost like your fingerprint. You know, they are branding. And unfortunately, we go out into the world, whether you're an immigrant or not, but your name can be a source of judgment. And that judgment can be a judgment of social status, economic standing, socioeconomic standing, or whatever it is. But my sole purpose here today is to help you and give you the tools and resources so that you can go out in the world, whether professionally, whether in business, wherever you are making an imprint and making a mark, or where you want to make a mark, and be confident in who you are and taking the time, because it's a process. It's not something that will happen overnight. But for me personally, I'm so excited and I'm so confident that we will have change, that we won't have people from Southeast Asia who are Nya having to name themselves Jane, you know, if they want to go by their original names. I'm really confident that platforms such as these, having organizations such as Scatting Court, giving us this platform to have these discussions and share these resources and tools, that will make a change. Because if we look back in history, there was a time when, as women, we couldn't even vote. And it took a number of people that said, okay, we're gonna make a change. I'm sure people back then thought they were crazy, but they stood up and they acted, and lo and behold, 2023, women can vote, women can drive, women are in positions of power, women are making decisions. And my point is that even when it comes to something that may seem irrelevant to some, such as names, is that they are something that are so powerful. It's so powerful. It speaks of identity. It speaks of history, your culture, and nobody has to actually change their name. We just need to change our mindsets and be able to teach and be able to put in the time and effort to teach and explain. And I truly believe that change will come. So like I said, today is not a session of me talking and talking. It's very, very interactive. I'm just going to share my screen. And if you can see it, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I am going to ask Tariso if she can read the screen for us.
Branding begins at birth. Our names are personal but public. They can induce all sorts of judgment, from heritage to socioeconomic status.
Thank you. Does anyone want to share what they think about that? Would anyone like to share what they think that means? Branding begins at birth. Our names are personal but public. They can induce all sorts of judgment, from heritage to socioeconomic status. I see someone just came in, Rulani. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And just to accommodate you, we're going to ask you if you can introduce yourself, tell us what your name means and where you are originally from.
Hi, my name is Rulani, and my name means the gift of peace and serenity, and I'm originally from Zimbabwe.
Thank you very much, Rulani. So we are just talking about the importance of our names in terms of professional and personal branding, and how, as Canada is a melting pot of immigrants, it's important for us to own our names with confidence and resilience, and not to shy away, because our names are basically part of our brand. Franca, did you have a question? Or did you want to answer the question?
Yeah, I don't have a question. It's about the question you asked.
Yes.
I to my own understanding about the name, I feel somehow like saying your name. What's the question again? Let me see what you wrote there. Sorry.
Branding begins at birth.
Okay, branding begins at birth.
Personal, yeah.
Okay, so my own understanding about that, I don't know, I might be wrong, but what my own idea is that most times the kind of names that our parents give to us, you know, it matters a lot. Like me, when I was growing up to a certain age, there's this name my eldest brother was calling me. He used to call me Ruth. Like I got to a certain age, I'm like, no, I don't want to answer that name anymore, because I read in the Bible that Ruth lost her husband and she was sick to the mother-in-law. I'm like, no, I don't want to lose my husband, and all those kind of things. And the meaning of that Ruth, when I went to search for the meaning, it means friendship and companionship. I come to realize that I don't know if it's the name or if maybe that is how God created me, but I feel somehow there's a link. I was so used to people. I love people a lot. I can't do without people. It was getting too much, you know. And this name Franca, this is the original name that my mom gave to me, Franca. It means freedom. And I can see that the freedom is actually working for me, like it is working for my life. Most things that happens to me, I always gain freedom and all that. So that's what I have to say about the question you asked.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Franco. So basically, as we go about and we are trying to make us a name for ourselves in the professional world, whether you're a professional, whether you're in business, entrepreneurship, is that we must know that personal branding is the process of creating a brand identity for a person or company. As the name suggests, this is a brand for you and your business. Essentially, it is how you project your brand and its values to the world and ensure that your target audience knows who you are, what you stand for, and why it's worth choosing over your competitors. I'm going to expand on this and link it to the names. Again, we have people, so many people that were born with certain names and they actually do not like those names. And this workshop is not about me saying to you that I'm forcing you and I'm trying to convince you that you need to use the name that your parents gave you. My point is that if you were given a name and you're proud of it and you're happy with it, and you find yourself in an environment, in a work environment, and your name is being shortened without your consent, or your name is being mispronounced and you're not happy with it, is that you should take a stand, because if you don't take a stand, then it warps your personal brand, right? And in a way, you're not being authentic to yourself. And for those that, because I know many people that were given certain names, and you know what, later on in life, they said, no, I don't like this name. I have a friend of mine, his name is Good Lord. Well, his name from birth is Good Lord, and his sister is Goodness, and his other sister is Good Ways. They're all good. And I tell you that all of them, by the time when they were 21 and they were out of the house, they all changed their names to their second names instead of their first names, because it just didn't resonate with them. They didn't understand it. And I respect that. So this is for those people that are saying, you know what, I want my name to be acknowledged, especially if it's a non-Anglo-Saxon name, or if it's a name that people often mispronounce. And funny enough, even people like me mispronounce Anglo names sometimes. And what I'm saying is that your name, when it comes to personal branding and professional branding, is very important. And you are the ones who needs to put in the work and put in the action in getting people to understand and pronounce your names. And there are various tools available for this, which I will share shortly. Does anyone have a question in the meantime? Nope. All right. There is a wonderful website, and I'm going to share these resources with Nora for her to share with all of you here. I'll add the links to the chat. But there's an amazing website called My Name Is. And basically, this website helps you translate your name phonetically. For me, I did not know how my name was spelled phonetically. And I basically came across this website as I was doing my research. And this has been very helpful for me, because it helped me create a phonetic spelling of my name. And what I then did is that I took that phonetic spelling and I have incorporated it on my website, on my LinkedIn, on my signature. And it's amazing what a phonetic spelling of your name can do. It's amazing how when you write your name phonetically, people will be able to pronounce it. It's not that difficult. And I'm encouraging you, if you have a name that you found people butcher and don't know how to pronounce, use this website. So for example, I am going to add, is there anyone who wants to volunteer for me to try and type their name phonetically and we can hear what
Yes, me, Teresa.
Teresa, okay. All right, just want to share my sound. All right, so Tariso, so I'm assuming that is T-A?
R-I.
T-A-R-I-S-O.
S-O.
Please, may I ask you to say it loud and to break it down into syllables, because I think it will be 3 syllables. So if you can say it loud.
Ta-ri-so.
So?
Yes.
All right. So, okay, if you can listen carefully and tell me if it sounds correct.
Tariso.
How does that sound?
Tariso.
It sounds like how North Americans call my name for sure.
Okay, and how
Yeah,
would you
I'm
your name pronounced?
in Zimbabwe, it's Tariso, but I don't know any computer which will say that. It will always
All
say
right,
Tariso.
let's play around
that's
with it a
okay.
bit and see.
Okay.
I'm going to add an H, so it's so. So let's
Tariso. Okay.
Tariso.
Is that better?
Tariso.
It's Tariso. It's Tariso.
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 Why don't we
If
add
I may
one
interject,
H after T?
Yes, help me, because it's. I had to play around with it a lot until it got my name right. So we
I
want.
mean, I
I
think
think
THAH might
you
give
need
the car.
Excuse me?
I was saying that if we can put one H after T, the first T, maybe it
After-
will give, yeah, maybe it will give the car, you know,
Okay.
like she is pronouncing, and not
Okay.
the usual American Tariso.
Okay, all right, let's try that.
Let's try.
Tariso.
hold on. Also,
Tariso.
I have a suggestion. It's
Yes.
because not trying to be funny, but I feel like in our culture we pull our R's. It's not a
Okay.
straight R. So if you're gonna be putting it in that, it's more of an RH. It's not a smooth R. It's a R. If you get what I mean.
That is actually
Tariso.
really great.
That's true.
And basically what I'm trying to show with this website, which I think is amazing, is that you can play around with it. So which is what we're doing now until you get your name pronounced properly. And then what you do is once you get the right pronunciation of your name, you copy that and you incorporate it in your signature, you incorporate it in your social media profiles, your LinkedIn, and life goes on. So we're going to try that. And Tari, so if you can listen carefully and let us know if that is correct.
Tariso.
Tariso. What do you guys think? Tariso.
It's your name. Is
Tariso.
It's kind of going too fast, and
it's going too
not-
fast?
Tariso.
Unfortunately, the app goes fast. Yeah.
Tariso. It's better than the first one because the first one was like Tariso.
Okay.
So we're getting there. I will have to play around with it until it gets it right.
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
basically, you play around. I had to play around with this for about, I think, half an hour to an hour because I wasn't getting it right. But until I found the correct phonetic spelling of my name, which I'm going to type now. What did I do? Okay, I lost it. But my point is that this is a wonderful tool if you want to get the phonetic spelling of your name. And once you get the phonetic spelling of your name, it's so much easier for people to pronounce it. Everywhere I go, I've even got a name tag that is printed out in my in phonetic spelling. And I find the minute when I say Sponile and people are like, what? And I just direct them to my name badge. Voila, they'll be like Sponile. You know, when I get a phone call, whether it's an interview on LinkedIn, oftentimes because there is that tool where they're able to see the phonetic or hear the audio sound, it's so much easier. They have to do a little practice run, but they are not butchering my name, right? And I saw we had a new participant, Gwen, if you can introduce yourself and tell us what your name means and your origins.
So hello, everybody. My name's Gwen. My origin is I am Canadian, but my native is Zimbabwean. My first name is actually Farai, which means happiness. Actually means be happy. Gwen means pure. So if you combine both my names, it just means pure happiness. Those who know me know that I am a gem of pure happiness. So that's what both my names mean. So,
All
yeah.
right. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Gwen.
No problem. Apologies, I joined late. I am still at work, so bear with me.
Thank you. Right. Does anyone want to read the next slide?
I can volunteer.
Thank you.
Personal branding is not just about marketing, but about being your marketeer. It is about standing for yourself and your business to command respect and confidence.
All right, thank you, B. Can anyone expand on that? What do you think that means? Anyone?
It's probably like how we present ourselves to others. So it is much more than just our name.
All right, thank you for that. Anyone else? Anyone else?
I think that
Yeah.
sorry. I think that our names means many things about our history and our ancestors. So to honor that is very good for our self-esteem, and also to feel connected with that history that we carry as women, you know. So,
Okay. Thank you for that. I have attended networking events at times where I meet various people, and they've got names that are, like I said in quotes, difficult to pronounce. And for all intents and purposes, this person will be confident and they come across as confident. And the minute they introduce themselves, and let's say they've got a name badge and it's got their full name, and they say, okay, my name is, but no, you can call me, or no, don't worry about that name. It can come across as if you are unsure of yourself, right? So personal branding also means deciding if you're going to go by Nya and you're not going to add your second name, go by Nya. If I'm not going to go by Sibonile, then it should go across the board, right? And it doesn't confuse people and confuse your brand. Like I said earlier, is that the minute when I went for that interview and my signature was done for me and I officially became Bonnie, that affected my life for years, literally. Because what I did subconsciously without realizing, as I allowed it to happen, I now went by Bonnie. I opened a Facebook account years ago, and because I was connecting with people from work, I was Bonnie. And then as time went by, like Bonnie had taken over my life, but Bonnie had actually, there's no Bonnie in my family. My mother did not name me Bonnie. I particularly did not like the name Bonnie, B-O-N-N-I-E. My nickname is Bonnie, right? But that stuck with me. And basically, with regards to your name, you also have to make a decision. You know, if you feel like you've got a very difficult name and it frustrates you that people don't understand it and they don't know how to pronounce it, then you have to also come to a point where you make a decision and you say, okay, I'm going to change the spelling of my name and become Hernashki instead of the full spelling like Hernashki told us earlier on. So it's about knowing who you are, being confident in who you are, and sticking with whatever decision you make, because you don't want to be flaky, you know? You don't want people trying to make an inquiry or trying to look you up on Google or trying to look you up on LinkedIn, and they're looking for Rulani, yet Rulani on every business card, every website, she's Ru, are you? Do you understand what I'm saying with that? Is that with regards to personal branding and professional branding, you've got to make a decision and stick with it, because you do not want to send mixed messages. Because when you send mixed messages, it gives the message that you are not sure about who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Hi, Gardir.
Hi, Gadir. Gadir, my name.
Gadir.
Yeah, so since my childhood, my name is Gadir. So the spelling is Ghadeer. But then in all my official government papers, it is shorter. It is Ghadir. And then people, when they call me, they say not Gadir, they say Gader, which is different. So I get mad because it's like, for example, Persian people, they think it's Qadir, which means powerful, and it's different meaning in the Farsi, in the Persian language, because it's similar to Arabic. So they think it's a guy name, not a girl name. And even other people who are non-Arab, non-Persian, when they call me Gader, I also, it's different than it's not Gadir, it's not which is in Arabic it's Ghadir. Even there's Gha, and to make it in English easier, it's Ga, but they don't say it Gadir because there's I there instead of double E, so they say Gader. So they find it hard for them to pronunciate it. So they say like they hang on when they pronounce it, and they say Gader, something like that. Like when they call me in the, for example, health appointment, medical appointment, so Gader.
Okay. And just to interject there, Tari mentioned something that's very, very important. She said that her bank advised her to not use her last name on her official documents, like her bank documents. They made her add her second name. Am I correct, Tari?
That's true.
Right? And she said that affected her because her credit score, Equifax, TransUnion, and all of that. So it's something that we can laugh about and joke about and, air our frustrations. But at the end of the day, it's actually very, very important. It's very, very important because it can literally affect your life. And like you said, the official government papers have shortened it to Gadir, and I don't know whether that's right. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm confused about my identity. Because I try in LinkedIn and my resume to put it as the official name, but when I like the end of my emails, which is not work emails, I do it DEER, which is my childhood name. And people then ask me, are you what's the spelling of your name? Is it DIR or DER? Well, I have to explain that this is my childhood name, which is I really messed and I hang to it. And I don't know, I'm not accepting the shorter one, which is DIR, because when they pronounce it, it's different.
Yeah.
So I have to explain to them when I sign with the DEER with my like regular email, not my work email. So because they see in my LinkedIn and my resume it's DIR and they're confused.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to put you in breakout groups just for us to get a little break and for you guys to have a discussion amongst yourselves. What do you think you can do to enhance your personal branding whilst remaining authentic to yourself and authentic to your names? That is, if you want to use your names. I would like you guys to have that discussion. What do you think? What do you think you can do? What tools do you think are available out there? Or tips besides what I showed you, the platform that I showed you, where you can type your name phonetically? What do you think you can do to remain true to yourself, but still stay strong in your personal and professional brand? So I'm just gonna put us in break rooms just for 5 minutes. And I'll end them in 5. One.
Can you type the question in the chat again?
Sure, I will. Nora, I think I need your help here.
Hey there, sorry, it took a minute for me to unmute. Let me see.
No problem. I've created the rooms, but I would like to start them.
Okay, try to click more. Sorry, my internet is being really slow. Let's see, so it's asking me to recreate them.
Okay.
I can do assign automatically, I think. Sorry, folks.
I'll be typing the question in the meantime.
So how many groups did you originally want?
2.
2?
Yep, just 2. Half
Okay.
of the group and half. So I think there's 11 of us, so 5 and 6, so excluding me and you.
Okay. So I'll open them all now then. Is that good?
Yeah.
I've clicked open, but I
Oh yeah, it's not working?
don't know if it's
Oh no, it says there's 1 room.
okay.
Maybe we should close all those close the room and create 2. But that's okay, we can have a group discussion.
It might be a bit more efficient for time. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's okay. So basically the question is what suggestions would you have for building your professional brand, your personal, or maintaining and building your professional brand whilst remaining true to your authentic self? So say you have a name like Ikiliche Koba Matambo, which is very complicated, even for me. And you absolutely adore that name. What are ways you would go out confidently in the workplace and business, in your social circles, and be authentically yourself, holding your name high while still being confident in who you are, even though you come across people that are like, what? And an interesting fact is that there was a study that was done in Ontario about profiling that is done with names. It's actually something that exists, where job applicants with Caucasian names, for Anglo-Saxon names received callbacks from companies 15% higher than those with African-American names or those with vernacular names or names that are deemed not North American. So with that information and wanting to keep your name, such as Nyao, Regine, Markala, how would you confidently go out in the world? What are things that you would do to maintain your authenticity and still be confident enough to apply for that job, even though you are aware that, you know what, I can be profiled and not be called back into the job? What are things that you can suggest that we as a society can do to change that?
I think we need to continue educating people. You start by the people in your circles, educating them about your name, the meaning, and yourself. When you introduce yourself, stop shortening your name. Introduce yourself with your full name. Be confident when you go out. Continuously give people that name that you were given, so that when they call you, they also don't shorten it out. If you continuously go out and say, my name is Bonnie, they're also going to refer to you as that. But if you give them the full name, and then when they try to shorten it, correct them, right? Why should you accept them shortening it out? And when they mispronounce it, correct them. Tell them this is not how you pronounce it. This is how you pronounce my name. Why should we accept people mispronouncing your name? I think a lot of people try to shy away from correcting people when they say it wrongly, or they even say it with a smile, haha, when you know that they're not saying it correctly.
All right, thank you for that. So be confident and don't shy away, says Gwen. Thank you. Anyone else?
I just wanted to ask, how do you deal with people who change your name to somebody else's name because they find yours a bit too long, or maybe a bit too difficult to pronounce? So they change your name completely to somebody else's name. When they speak to me, I know they're referring it to me because I know what they have changed it to. I don't like it, but they don't bother, and I'm tired of fighting it. So in the group, somebody suggested that I should stand up for myself and not respond to them if they call me by a different name. But that is not the answer. Then, you know, cutting off communication from my end would make me feel like, you know, I'm stuck up and things like that. I don't want that to be either. I mean, especially in a social group, it's really hard.
Does anyone have suggestions? Regine, I see you smiling. No,
I was just thinking of a situation I had. So I was just thinking, yeah, how do you deal with that? And that just made me smile because sometimes, like when people mispronounce your name or if they change it completely, if you don't correct them in the first attempt or like early on, especially if it's a work, you know, if it's your colleague or something, then when it's too late, at least I'm like that. It's just, you know, you can't change it anymore. It's just too late, you know? So I think it's good to do that early on. Like once you realize people, like just be nice about it. Like you don't need to not reply. Yeah, that might come across as, oh, hey, like, because they might write, you know, it might not be out of like ignorance. It might just be the fact that they really don't know. They saw your name and nobody told them how to pronounce it. So they just tried.
That is not what happened to me, to be honest. Like I explained to them how to pronounce it. They pronounce it once, twice. And then they say, we don't like your name. It is too difficult to pronounce. So we'll call you this instead.
That's just rude, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's just rude. So you should tell them, well, it's my identity and it's my name. It's not your choice to like it or not like it. And this is how it's pronounced. Because once you give people an option to, you know, you're sort of giving them the right to like call you whatever they want. I don't know how you can say that in a nice way, but I think it's just not right for anybody to tell anyone I don't
I
like.
completely agree. You have to stand up for yourself. No one's got the right to come to me and say, you're no longer Sponile, I'm calling you Jane. That's
that's
acceptable. And we're not living in slavery where we can be branded by other people. So I'm sorry you went through that. That's absolutely unacceptable and rude. But my suggestion is you need to stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself. And if that was a professional environment, I would even escalate it further and take it up a notch, because it's completely unacceptable. Yeah.
Well, I want to say an incident happened to me. There is a guy I met in the meetup, and he was keep saying my name in a wrong way. Gadar. Gadar, it means in Urdu or Hindi, means someone who's betrayal. And he said it maybe 10 times. And then I complained to the organizer of the meetup, and I think they removed him completely from the meetup group, because he kept annoying me, saying it in a wrong way, just to tease me, or as I said, the meaning is betrayal, and it's not nice meaning. And this is not my name. He changed it to Gaddar, which is in Arabic, Gadar. I think it's the same. It's in Arabic and Hindi, Urdu, and also the Persian. I think the same, and Turkish maybe the same meaning. So yeah, I was offended. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm glad you stood up for yourself, because a change starts with you. If we don't speak up and you don't do anything, and you also don't make an effort like to use certain tools. I mean, we're in 2023, there's so much technology now. So in as much as people mispronounce our names and they can be rude, but we also need to take the time and effort to teach them, because I must admit, I've also come across names where, like I said earlier, Etobi Koki, that was my go-to, Etobi Koki. As for saying Mrs. Saga, it felt like a tongue twister, But at the
Young Street, Yonge.
Yonge, Yonge, Yonge. So it takes effort, but we also need to make sure that, especially in professional environments, we take the time and the effort. And I'm going to share my screen shortly, because we are running out of time, just with some suggestions. So for example, this is my email signature, which I changed earlier on this year, after I realized that, people were not quite understanding when I would say, oh, it's Sibonile. But it completely changed, trust me, when I actually added on my signature and I put the way my name is pronounced. And when people would see my email signature and they phone me, it would be fine. Sometimes they'll butcher it just a little bit. But as time went on and I corrected them further, just the fact that they were seeing it written phonetically made such positive changes. And safely, I can say people where I work in my full-time job now, they can say my name correctly. It took a while, but we got there. All right. And going back to Gudea, we need to learn to say no. Because at the end of the day, someone changing your name is also messing with your personal and professional brand. You don't want to be known as something else when in different circles you're known as something else. But again, I just want to remind you that Canada is a melting pot, different cultures. So you need to be patient and you need to be also kind, because sometimes even my name, it took ages for people to pronounce properly. And as much as that it's short, it's not that long, but you need to do that with kindness and patience and knowing that it takes time. All right. And step 3 is to take action. Action is not us just talking about it. Like I said, use tools and resources available to you so that you can help people get to know your name and know how to pronounce it properly. Just going to share my screen again. I'm going to share all these resources with Nora. And like I said, this is my LinkedIn profile. And this is a new feature that came onto LinkedIn about a year ago, but a lot of people don't know about it, it seems. But it allows you through your mobile phone to actually record your name. So,
Sibonile.
Can you hear that? Sibonile.
Yes, yes. I did the same with my LinkedIn profile.
Yes, and it makes such a difference because with interviews, with things like that, the minute I'm connecting with someone, it's so easy for them to go to my profile and click on that and listen to the audio. And the nice thing is that you can play it over and over again and get it right. So for example, if Nya has a LinkedIn profile and she puts it there and I'm having a meeting with Nya, I can go there or refer them and listen to it and practice before I meet with Nya. And it makes such a difference. And it's such an important thing because people actually appreciate it. If you're making a sales call or you're pitching a business venture or whatever it is, people appreciate that and they feel respected and honored and seen. So my suggestion is that please use these tools and you'll see the difference. And it will even make your lives easier because your frustration will tend to go down a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you've got something to guide them to. Okay, you don't know how to pronounce name. Oh, you can go and look to my LinkedIn profile. Oh, did you see at the bottom of my signature, there's the phonetic spelling of my name. And you say it with confidence and you say it with conviction. You know, you don't shy away and say, oh, okay, no, you can call me, you know, no, it's okay. You can call me what you call me when it's not. You need to be stern. You need to be convicted. And yeah, we need to use our tools and resources around us. Right. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question. How do you get that feature in LinkedIn? Because I've never seen it.
Okay, I'll show
Do
you.
you have to subscribe to the Pro thing or something?
No, you don't have to subscribe to Pro. Let me share my screen. I will share it shortly. Right, so this is my phone.
Comments that come from various.
You go to the LinkedIn app, you press edit here on your profile.
Mm-hmm.
You scroll down, you'll go to your audio recording, you click that, and you record yourself. You record new pronunciation, you record yourself. It's very easy. And then once you're done, you press save, and that is it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just repeat it for you again, because it was quite fast. But if you've got the LinkedIn app, go to LinkedIn, go to that button over there. Go to your audio recording and record new pronunciation. Record it and just make sure you save it. That's it. Again, I'm going to send Nora detailed instructions on how to do that. It's very easy.
Thank you.
Right. So we're coming to the end of our workshop. Any questions, any comments?
I would like to add something that, you know, thank you for this workshop. It's really inspiring and it's give us more tools and another way to empower ourselves, right? As you mentioned before, like we, as a women, we do so many things. We always ahead of things, and we need to continue to empower ourselves and starting loving ourselves more, be kind to ourselves, and then our name is our brand, as you said, right? And as an entrepreneurs also is part of the way we communicate to others who we are, and also how is our brand and products is very important. We need to keep, I think, always in mind to empower ourselves every single day. We need to continue doing through teaching people somehow how to pronounce our name the right way.
Thank you for that, Marcala. And it's very important. You know, when it comes to HR, I've seen many times, many a time at my place of work where people have indigenous names or non-Anglo-Saxon names and they go by other names. And it's funny, especially when they're new hires and the mix up with payroll and people end up not getting paid. because someone entered the name that they go by or the name that they gave them that wasn't their name. And it's a huge inconvenience. Tari said it earlier with regards to her banking. Gadir said it, like so many things can go wrong. So my takeaway for you is that take your names seriously with pride. Don't be ashamed, be confident, and take it as an opportunity to teach. Because as we know, teaching and learning never ends. And as new immigrants, we are here to stay, and we're part of Canada, and we're part of the Canadian culture, and we're not going anywhere. So instead of trying to hide your light under a bushel and trying to assimilate and turn into someone that you're not, my advice is take the time to use these tools and resources to just be authentic self and shine and thrive wherever you are. Okay. Anyone else? Right. Okay, with the show of hands, is there anyone who would like assistance with regards to the LinkedIn process or getting your the phonetic spelling of your name? Is there a show of hands? Because if there is, I can put some time aside in the coming days. If you can send your names or email addresses or contact details to Nora, and I can put aside time to help you with that. Or if you're not sure at the moment, you can just let Nora know, and Nora will let me know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And then I am going to share my screen one more time. And for those who've got mobile phones, if you can kindly scan this QR code. And if we can get your feedback on this workshop, if you have any suggestions on how we can make it better. I believe in continuously growing and making things better. So the only way that will happen is if I get your authentic and genuine feedback. So I'd appreciate that, please.
I don't know how to scan it by my cell phone.
Or use your camera. Just open your camera and you scan, and then you should see a little link.
If I have the link as well, I can put it in my email with the.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it to you.
Just in case people don't get it.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
do that. And over to you, Nora. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Sibanele, for this session. I think it was really great to bring together the group to discuss and even share some of their stories and frustrations and experiences. I think it's good to be able to, share and feel supported in these things. And I'm sure that the tools that were shared will be very helpful for everyone. So thank you so much for guiding us in the session tonight. And as you mentioned, I will be sending everybody the recording and resources and the survey link as well. So thank you everyone for coming, and we hope you will join us for future workshops as well. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.